Oh, I talk about the Hawk Tua girl in this one. This just in, episode 2 of the Bigg Fella Broadcast. Apparently, the Hawk Tua girl might be in legal trouble for scamming people on the crypto on her Hawk Tua coin, which
What's a Bigg Fella coin dropping?
never, ever, dude. Like in 20 minutes, she liquidated like several thousand people's life savings, just gone.
I bet.
Yeah, I mean,
I might have been one of them.
yeah. I'm just saying, if you're putting your life savings into Hawk Tua coin, there's other problems.
You deserve maybe to lose.
Yeah, maybe there's some self-reflection needed there. But anyway, welcome back to the Bigg Fella Broadcast, and we've got some more fun people behind the screen. We're not going to show them, but we got more of the fam, more of the big fellas around. And today we're going to talk about failing forward and failing first, and why that's so important. We talked a lot about that in the first episode. If you haven't seen it, go check it out.
Do you want to sway like that?
No, I'm gonna shut.
I just noticed that.
That's why they're here, so they can keep me. You probably know that this is important.
I've been told I
Yeah.
sway too.
I'm a swayer, dude.
I said that at a job interview. Like,
Dude.
You're like sitting there like swaying.
I'll just go. I don't know who I am. My name's Noah. I lost 110 pounds during COVID, then built a successful weight loss coaching business, brought it up to 6 figures in less than 2 years, and now I've created the Bigg Fella brand to help lost men figure out what they want to do with their lives and actually find fulfillment the way men need to, by serving. And today we're going to talk about the power of failing first and the power of failing forward. You don't have to have it figured out. You won't have it figured out when you get started. You will only ever figure out by failing 100 times before it even starts to get good. The best example of this is the first time I went to the gym. I was 16 years old. I was 300 pounds, so I was incredibly self-conscious. And I went to the gym, started doing some of the upper body stuff, was like, it's okay. Then hit leg press and realized, oh, I have strong legs. I can do 400 pounds on the leg press. And I was really proud of that. So I went and proceeded to hit legs 4 days in a row. If anyone watching this knows or goes to the gym at least a little bit, they're going to see the problem with that. I had the most nightmarish cramps. You've had these before after leg day, right? Like you stretch your toes to the sky and then the calf just completely seizes up. Yeah. I've had a couple quad ones. The calf ones are what get me the worst. And for about 2 weeks, I had the worst cramping of my entire life. No amount of potassium was going to help that. But that's how I failed. That's how I learned my lesson that you need to have rest. You need rest time in the gym, and you need to hit the other muscle groups, right? I felt the same feeling of fear of failure when I started my business, when I started the weight loss coaching company, because I was like, okay, I have to have everything perfect. I need to build out all these programs perfectly. And then the first week where I had one client, I did a whole big launch, had one client. I realized very quickly that all the systems that I thought were perfect needed to be completely changed within the first month, right? That just goes to show you're not gonna know if you have anything good unless you throw it out into the world, right? The world is gonna tell you whether it's good or not. So if you're thinking about making content, if you're thinking about building a business, if you're thinking about starting any sort of blog or passion project, understand before you ever have any sort of success, you're gonna fail about 1,000 times first, and that's how you get good. Nobody has ever built something made out of gold without having 20,000 errors before that. And the easiest way to think about this is if you study people like Kobe Bryant, for example. Nobody missed more shots in the NBA than Kobe Bean Bryant, right? Rest in peace, Kobe, by the way. I literally got emotional when he... Did you guys? I know you're... I couldn't believe it. I literally had to sit down. What about you guys?
I was at a Harlem Globetrotters game, so we had a moment of silence.
That's crazy.
The day of?
While the game was going on, we got an announcement over the.
Oh my gosh.
That's the basketball community.
He was only retired for like a year.
I know, it was not that long. Either way, one of the biggest lessons you're ever going to learn from Kobe, outside of just ridiculous work ethic, is being okay with failing, not letting failure affect you, and realizing the biggest winners in the world are the ones that have failed the most. In baseball, the ones that have the most home runs also have the most strikeouts because they're putting in the reps. They're trying, they're getting better, right? That's the only way you're going to. You can read a book on how to swing a bat. You're not going to do it until you fail and strike out 1,000 times first before you can even start hitting your home runs. A lot of people think that when you fail, you're deemed as a loser, or you call yourself a loser. That could not be further from the truth. So this is the easiest way to describe what Kobe says and what all of the top athletes in the world are really saying, right? This is what a lot of people would deem as failure. The bullseye is the goal. They're missing the bullseye, but they're trying. They're shooting the bow, but you're not hitting the target. The only way you're going to hit target is by missing 1,000 times first. The real people who are never going to be winners and the ones that you could deem as losers, don't really love that word, but they're the people that never try. You fail until you win. You fail forward. Don't ever be this guy. This is the last place we ever want to be. And I see a lot of this come from analysis paralysis, which is really, there's so many avenues you can go on. There's so many routes you can take. Just pick one and try it. You're not gonna have it all figured out. No one's gonna be an expert when they start. So stop putting championship expectations when you're a rookie, right? Stop expecting to be the Tom Brady of what you're going into when you've never even thrown a football before. You're gonna fail 20,000 times, but if you really want it bad enough, you're just gonna keep showing up.
You don't compare yourself to Spielberg. Or Tarantino.
Right.
Like,
Well,
you know,
yeah, absolutely.
You can't have those standards when you give up.
Right. Yeah, exactly. I mean, it can seem insurmountable, you know, and that's where the analysis paralysis comes from, because you scroll, you see guys screaming about how much money they made on crypto. Oh, I made $20 million last week, or, oh, I have a Bugatti and I'm driving to Dubai, and, you know, like, it's different from looking at them and taking inspiration and studying them, but also comparing yourself to them. There's a 100% difference. If you walk into with the mindset that, okay, they have what I want, it's not they're better than me, it's what can I learn from them? If you treat everyone around you as a teacher, like Luke is a teacher to me, Grant's a teacher to me, Max is a teacher to me, in all different ways, completely different ways, but I've learned something from each of them. And if you walk into every conversation that you have, what is this person going to teach me? What can I learn from this person? It removes the entire judgment thing completely. You're not judging people ever, because like, okay, what can I learn from you? Even if they're kind of an a-hole, you can still learn from them. There's still lessons to be learned. And if you walk into every conversation like that, you're going to realize there's failure happening at all moments around you at all times, right? But failure is the stepping stone. It's not black or white. And sometimes we have to be careful with what we really deem as failure in the first place. I have a client that I worked with for a really long time. His name's David. David, I know you're watching this. David has got to see a lot of really cool things happen in his fat loss journey, but he also had to go through a lot of really dark stuff. He had a lot of really hard personal stuff going on during us working together. And he was strong enough to open up to me and tell me more about his story. And it's the same as what way more men than we all realize are going through. He feels like he's barely hanging on by a thread. He feels like he is one misstep away from everything crumbling down, when in reality, he's like, I don't know what I'm going to do, but I'm still going to figure it out. That's pretty much the mantra of most men nowadays. I don't know what I'm going to do, but I'm going to figure it out. That isn't failure. If you are a man, a father, a brother, and you're providing for somebody and you're still doing it, maybe not to the extent that you want to do it, that is not a loss. You are showing up and waking up and playing the game every day. Okay, maybe you're not winning as much as you want to, but you're showing up and playing. Because I'll tell you right now, the only way that he could actually lose in that scenario is if he quit. If he quit his job, said, I can't do it anymore. Those are quitters. Those are losers. Those are the only real failures in life. The people that keep showing up despite feeling terrible about themselves. We had some really dark conversations about some really sensitive things. And he opened up to me, and I helped him carry through that. But it was all him. It was all his strength. And I had to remind him that the fact that he is showing up every day, despite he feels like a failure, is what is guaranteeing his success. Because if you wake up and you say, I don't know how I'm going to do it today. I don't know how much percentage I have to give. I can only give 20% today. But if you give 20%, you're winning. And that's what people fail to realize. Stop expecting 100% out of yourself when you can only give 20%. If you gave 20%, that you gave everything you had. So my goal for you today is, number one, share this message with someone who needs to hear it. Number two, pick something and fail miserably at it this week. And then find another way to fail in the same realm, whether it's starting a social media account, whether it's posting a daily vlog, whether it's asking a girl out. Guess what? If you like a girl right now and you're not sure if she likes you back, or you're scared to talk to her, right now, what my dad always used to say to me was, you have no right now. If you go up and talk to her and see what she thinks, maybe she still says no. But guess what? Nothing changed. You still have no. You didn't lose anything. If she says yes, the universe gives it to you depending on how you ask for it. But you have to start asking.